name is Natalie, and I have an interview with a member of the band called Capture the Crown on July 16th, 2014. First off, who are you and what do you do in the band?
My name's Jeffrey and I'm the vocalist.
For those who aren't familiar with your band, can you give us a little history?
Yeah, well, we're 4 out of 5 members Australian, 1 from Pennsylvania. We play music, we enjoy playing music, and there's really no censor on the music that we play. Been touring the US for the last, I'd say, 2.5 years. Haven't really sort of broken out from here yet. We've been trying to sort of get away from it, but we're sort of stuck in your country for the moment. Yeah, and it's just always a good time. We have fun on stage, and we sort of base our crowd perception from live performances. We go pretty hard and have a good time with it.
How has the transition and relationship been since your arrival to, Artery Records, there you go.
Transition-wise, it's been extremely smooth. There's been a lot less in it than we expected. All the guys from Artery are really cool. They've, looked after us very well up to this point, and we're extremely stoked to be on that label. I guess sort of things were sort of, we were in limbo, sitting in limbo for a little while, and it was a little stressful to see where this band would sort of go and if someone was going to help us out, and they came along and sort of, they were a knight in shining armor, so really good. They're very good to us, and we really like them, and it's very easy to get along with them. I can shoot them a text anytime, talk to them anytime, when with other labels you wouldn't get that sort of, that loyalty,
Before you went on with these guys, you were, I guess as you would say, labelless. You didn't have a label, so you had released your previous/recent EP during the DIY crowd surfing approach. Why not just take that method and release future material that way? Why did you want to go with a label?
I guess, in this industry and, in this country especially, you sort of need that backing. You need someone to sort of be there to sort of look after you and, not only just financially, but sort of have contacts, and it's sort of cliche to say, but it's sort of who you know and what they can sort of do for you. So, the band has sort of, it was with the label before called Sumerian, and it sort of felt like that, that relationship with that label sort of was, to its full capacity. So, I guess with the new label, or with Artery, there's new doors opening, and it's just really exciting because there's, new ventures and, just sort of open our eyes up to a little more than we were used to.
Can you tell us how this new album is different from your previous ones, and what can we expect from it? Is there a message behind it?
Every song is, every song's a different song, individual song, sorry. All got different meanings to it. But like I was sort of discussing with the band before we even put this album out, we wanted to, I don't want to be rude or anything, but in that question I don't really want to sort of give out any sort of hints or what anything's about. With this album we wanted to ensure that the people that listen to it, the audience, have their own perception on the music and what they listen to, and sort of have a self-interpretation, because we feel like with the past stuff that we've ever put out, and even along with other bands, when you give the audience, I guess, an idea of what the song is about or what the album is about, then it's, in a way, it sort of wrecks the adventure for the listener, and it also already labels what the song is about, and people sort of might be like, alright, I don't want to listen to that anymore because that's what that song is about. So we've made it we're very particular with the fact that we want to make it a self-interpreted album and not give out too many hints. The album that you're going to expect is completely raw. I know that's also very cliche of a band to say, but we really have gone to the extra mile to make sure everything is completely real, playable, and the whole album is very emotional. It's come from a very dark place. There's a lot of really dark scenarios and experiences that we've been in together as a band and myself as an individual that will come out through the music and through the lyrics. So it's just I don't know, it's just very real. That's about it, really.
What was the recording process like this time around, and was there anything different that happened, or was it the same old thing as you previously had done?
It was extremely different. So we went to a producer called Taylor Larson, and we had the guitarist / vocalist from First to Last come in and help us out with some stuff as well, and also a guy called Ernie that also works with Taylor. And we sort of we brought them songs, and we sort of had the basic structure, and had lyrical ideas and melodies and whatnot, and we sort of picked them apart and found the best way to do different things in the songs and the instruments and sort of the mood tone and setting sort of thing for the songs. But for me personally, it was a very interesting experience. It was really hard to get the vocals done on this album. The first time I came through, I got pretty sick, so I couldn't actually complete them, and not having a place to stay in America doesn't really give you too many options, especially when the producer's got other bands he's working on and there's nowhere to stay. So there was some nights where slept in a gas station and then would go to the studio like 3 days later or something like that. As for the recording process, definitely tried some different things. Gonna be completely honest with you, we wanted the most emotional takes out of all the vocals, and we did some really crazy, sort of disgusting, vile things to get those takes out of me, and that was very different to what I've experienced in the past. For example, things like getting naked in the studio, feeling uncomfortable, what else? Getting burnt, getting stabbed, getting ice thrown at me, just random shit that is gonna remind me of what I'm singing about, and to make it as real as possible and to get the angstiest takes out of all possible songs. So
yeah, to really get that reaction out of you.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It was very different. So I would say the recording process is very, it's nothing like we've experienced before, but it has definitely made us all stronger as musicians, as people, and definitely made us focus on the important things to come out of this album. So,
are there any surprises or any collaborations on this album that you would like to talk about? If there are any surprises, like as terms as surprise guests or anything like that, how did you go about choosing who you wanted and why?
Yeah, we've got how many guests have we got? Yeah, we've got 2 guests. One sort of known throughout this industry, one not known at all, but we just loved the way that they what's the word? Just love their music and what they do and how passionate they are about what they do, and we felt like that was pretty important to have them on the album, and it was sort of an honor to have them on the album. As for surprises, obviously I can't say the guest vocalist yet because I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed to or not, but as for surprises, I think the album's a complete surprise. To anyone that has listened to us in the past, or to anyone that doesn't really like us, I think this album's going to be a big shock and a big surprise to them.
Can you discuss the album's artwork and what the title Reign of Terror refers to?
So I think it's sort of clear that after saying the band sort of been through hell and back within the last year, I don't need to list the reasons, but if anyone's followed our band, they sort of get it, that, this has been a fucking nightmare for this band, and how we're still around, who fucking knows, I guess that just sort of shows that we're really passionate and dedicated to what we do, and this is our lifestyle now. The Reign of Terror is just that one line that sort of sums up everything that is, inside this album. It's just the perfect line to sum up everything that has happened in the past with this band and even in our everyday lives. And we felt like it was important to have something that is memorable and also, I don't know, it's just sort of, it just sounds big and it sounds like terror.
You mentioned the producers you decided to work with, but what did they bring to the table for this album that made you want them to be a part of it?
Absolutely. Well, so Taylor, we sort of got thrown into the mix with Taylor. Originally, we were doing a cover song for our existing label, and we went to Taylor because it was convenient and he was close, and he had a relationship with our management. Excuse me. So we did the track with him for this compilation, which was I think the Florence and the Machine compilation, if you're aware of it, with Sumerian. And we got the song out, and we were actually really pleased with it and how it sounded, and just the rawness to it, and how thick it sounded in comparison to everything else that was sort of going on out, in the industry at the time. We were very used to producers that would give us, I guess, electronical programming sort of point of view and push, and it was nice to sort of break free from that sort of, I don't know if you want to call it scene or trend. It was nice to break out of that and find a producer that would give us something that was different and something that was raw. So once we recorded that song with him, it was clear to us that we would love to do our album with him because he is such a smart guy, and he's done some great bands like Periphery and Darkest Hour, bands that we all look up to, and we just love the way that he records and handles himself in the studio. So it was professional, and he brought a lot of experience to the table, taught us a lot of things that we didn't know, because he's also been in situations where he's learned stuff from the musicians that he's worked with. So it was, a sort of a give and get sort of situation for us.
I had read a quote that you had said about this release, saying that this album isn't recycled or anything you've heard before. It represents the end of a dark period in your life, and therefore is pure emotion translated through music. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know, I've sort of brushed on some experiences that I've had and the band has had. And it was just very, not easy, but it was just sort of what we had to do, I guess. Some bands, they write about, killing women, they write about killing things or blood and death or repulsive stuff or whatever it is, or YouTube videos or aliens, and I don't know, I just don't get it, honestly, and it pisses me off because we get so much slack for actually having a real opinion for our music, which is what I think music is. It's an art, and it's about putting your heart and soul into something that other people can take on board and live through. So, I know, there's just there's realness about this album, and I think it's relatable to anyone. No matter what situation, no matter where you are, no matter where you live, every single lyric in this album is relatable in some factor. It's universal to the extent that you can put one song that might mean one thing to a different situation that's happening with yourself. That's the beautiful thing about this album. There's no way of throwing a song out because there's not just one meaning. It can mean so many things to someone.
How massive will the touring and promotion be for this album?
to be honest, not going to be huge crazy. The band is financially fucked at the moment. I guess it hasn't helped that we've, done some pretty dumb expenses like buy an RV and stuff, just dumb stuff that, I guess we had to learn from, but we didn't really know at the time. So it's even hard getting out on the next tour for this band, but I think as soon as we get the ball rolling, it should be a little bit better. But as in for promotion and stuff like that, it's going to be minimal. It's just going to be basically us trying to put it out there and sort of, I guess, beg for help from people and fans to sort of help us push this album over the line and get it to everyone to have a listen, because I know that we've been judged and put in a category of bands and musicians and stuff like that in the past, but the truth is that this is completely different. It's 6 years on since our first album that we recorded, and there's a lot of maturity and depth to it, and all this album needs is for the people to listen to it, anyone to just listen to it, not to just throw it out in their mind as soon as they see, a picture of it or something like that. You just need to listen to it and then let it grow on you, because I feel like it has a possibility of doing that with a lot of people. So,
as you said, you guys will be going out on tour, so what can the fans expect to hear? A lot of the old stuff or the new stuff, or both?
We're trying to break free of the old stuff, because like any musician, you sort of get sick of playing the same stuff over and over again. And when new material comes along, it's exciting and it's new, and you wanna play your new stuff because you always think it's better in your mind. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna definitely try and play a lot of our newer stuff. Put the odd hit song from the EP or album in the set as well. So there'll be like a good mix of different songs from different releases that we've had.
Will you guys ever release an acoustic album or EP, since you've played acoustically already a few times?
We've actually been looking at doing something like that very soon. Not sure if it's going to eventuate or not, but there's been talks about doing something like that, because we enjoy every category of music, every genre of music, and feel like that'd be a really cool thing to sort of expand our, expand our fan base and help us grow as musicians.
How about the rest of this year? What do you want to achieve before the year runs out?
I'd love to get confirmation that we're going to be on a lot of tours next year. That'd be awesome. I'd love that guarantee, but never happens. But I think the guys are pretty bummed that we didn't get Walk this year, so it'd be nice to sort of get an offer for that for next year. As for things that are happening this year, I'd love to see the album get go big and be successful and people enjoy it, get promoted well, and I'd love to see more of the world than America. I love America, but it'd be nice to travel different places and see the fans that have been waiting for a really long time to see us. I'd definitely love to go somewhere different and experience some different things, and meet some new people and just get back in grind mode, basically, because it's been a little slow lately.
And is there anything you'd like to say to the fans and supporters out there?
Like always, thank you so much for your ongoing support and help. This album will not let you down, and this band will never give up for you. That is really about it. Come out to the shows. Got the Crowd Surf America tour happening from the 25th of July onwards. It'd be nice to see all your faces, and then we got some special stuff following that for you guys. So, yeah, thank you, and it means a lot to us.